Hey guys, welcome back to another video on Pet Peeves with Liam. Today we're going to talk about the do's and don'ts on what do you do when going into basic training. So today we're going to talk about is your component. So looking long term, if your component is right for you, then let it be. So if you're if you're going in for active duty and you're like, you know what, I don't really think I should be going active duty. I don't want to be going for a long time. Okay, that's fine. Your contract can just actually be for a short time, in case you want to do your whole 20, because you can always re-up as time go on. Now, I've seen cases where you can go for a year, 2 years, or 3 years, or 4 years, or whatever, and then people got out, and like I said, you go always re-up. Now, when it comes to the National Guard and reservists, you have your 6 years and you have your 2 years, basically being that if anything pops off, then you're called to duty. Now, if you know that your home situation is not good, whether that be financially or not having employment, or you have some family issues to deal with, go active duty. So it will help out in the long run, because you don't want to come back home and you're a homeless soldier while still being in the military. And not a lot of people know that, but that it happens all the time, especially in National Guard and in Reserve. So in the National Guard, you guys can also go AGR, so that's basically going active duty within the state. And the reservists, you just put in your paperwork for you to go active duty, but obviously that all takes some time. So getting back with the AGR, make sure that you have to know, like, if there's a slot open just for you to go AGR. So just so you guys be aware. Second thing, make sure you guys have a bank account. So before going into basic training, make sure that you have a bank account, whether that be with Penn Fed, Navy Fed, USAA, Police and Federal, TD Bank, or whatever bank that may work for you. There is a website that's called bankrate.com. It allows you to see what works for you rather than you working for it. So it will help out, whether that being for debit card or credit card, and it would just allow you to compare the difference between this credit card and that credit card. Now, when it comes to those military banks, they will allow you to get the money 2 days in advance or a couple days in advance, whatever. And if you're not financially savvy with your money and not saving, you're going to burn it out really fast. So be thinking ahead of time, like, all right, if I spend this money now, how is it going to affect me then? Because by the end of the month, I'm only going to have this little bit just to get by. And now we have gas prices going up and just different things is going up. So you really want to be mindful on how you spend your money, because you already know we ain't making a lot. Another thing for when it comes to the military banks, make sure, or any bank at all, make sure that you guys have the ATM availability. So if there is no ATM availability, then you're going to be paying a surcharge from a different bank or a different ATM. And because you use a different ATM, the bank is also going to charge you an additional surcharge just because you're not being loyal to them. That's basically what it is. So be mindful on who you bank with and how much that surcharge is going to be, because there's more money being taken out of your account. Third thing, make sure that you guys have a Cash App, a Venmo, or a PayPal. Reason being is because you guys are going to be doing people favors. What kind of favors are you talking about? I'm talking about like fire guard or whatever type of guard that you guys are out in the field and you guys give people money to say, like, well, to have them do your duty for that time being, or do security. Make sure that you guys are looking after each other while you guys are in the barracks. Things of that nature. So those are the type of things you want to be mindful of. Or even just giving each other MREs, candy, being like, hey, you know, I give you $5 for that candy bar, $10 for the candy bar, or whatever. So those resources are really good to use when you guys do get your phones back. Or when you guys have a go-away party, make sure you guys have at least $50 or $100 if your family and friends can give it to you. If not, try to get a Visa gift card and put money on that. That way you guys aren't having cash, because people still steal in the military. Don't think just because they join the military that they a great, magnificent person all of a sudden. No, they still the same people. They just on another level. Now, some people do change. But being in the military, we have an environment where we're supposed to trust each other with literally our lives and our money, but that don't always happen. So make sure that you guys have a gift card. That way you guys can spend that money going to the PX. And that could be a Visa gift card or a vanilla card, and they sell them at Walmart or Target or whatever. And you can still be able to buy them at the PX. Use it at the PX to buy your stuff rather than having to use your Eagle Cash card. And you can save a lot more money on that. Now, when you don't use your Eagle Cash card or whatever you guys call it in different branches, that money will be transferred over to your account many days later. So that answers that question. When you guys get to reception and before reception, make sure you guys invest into stocks. Very important, because your financial success is important while you guys are on orders. So orders and in training. So invest in stocks while you guys have that little bit of money. Also really save money. Don't be buying no other stuff. And I'm going to talk later in the video about, like, don't be buying no extra stuff, because it's taking more money out of your pocket and it's just unnecessary. So when you guys are out of training, I know this is a after training part. Make sure that you guys invest into CDs. So you're gonna have your however much you're gonna pay for it, and then you have your rate, and then you have your time, and then as time go on, the money is going to increase. Now, for active duty and reserves, you will have to still you will be 18 and older to be able to do this. Now, they allow 17-year-olds in the National Guard to join. So if you're 17, you can't do it. So when you do get the chance, try to look into getting into CDs, because they are a good investment to have long term. And this would be more for active duty, since you guys are having the pay back to back. Really try to get into it. If you guys run into some problems later down the line, just have the percentage low and still invest into your payments. When you guys are in the National Guard and in the reserves, you can still do the same thing too, but you just gotta have it at a low percentage. That way you guys are keeping up with the payments and still making money. Since the Army migrated to the TSP instead of doing the blended retirement plan, try to invest in at least 5 to 15%, and it's really nothing, depending on your situation, of course. But that money will go to your retirement, and you'll use that money, obviously, in your retirement, and you can also take it out. But you don't want to be taking out your retirement because you're working backwards, because the money that you take out, you're going to have to recoup later down the line trying to get that money back. So just be mindful of that. Read carefully all your information. Make sure that you guys know what you guys are signing off to, because even when it comes to your promotion or your address and your name and all that other stuff, because it is just a pain in the butt just to try to fix up. So short story, in JRTC, in Silver Air Patrol, and many things that got me promoted to a private, because you come in being a private, no insignia, no rank, and then you finally get a rank. I got promoted, and I have the paperwork to show it. Later down the line, I got promoted to private first class while I was in basic training, right? So I was rushing, and I wasn't really paying attention to the paperwork. All I know was that I was getting promoted, and it said PFC to PFC, private first class to private first class, same rank. And I looked at it, but I didn't really pay a lot of attention to it. And then when I got to AIT, then it was finally addressed that I was promoted to private first class. But by then, you lost out on a lot of money and stuff. And then you look stupid trying to explain yourself like, oh no, I'm really this, but on your body, it shows that you're that. So really pay attention to your paperwork and know what you're signing off to, and make sure your NCOs and officers know what the problem is. Now, in regards to promotion, it's a privilege to get promoted. So don't be like, oh, you have to give me this and you have to give me that. It's a privilege. Yeah, you did earn it and stuff through whatever you've done, but don't be that guy and be like, oh, you owe me this, and you got to pay me back and all this other stuff. Just wait, because you will get back paid. So relax. Make sure you guys keep all your paperwork for all my guardsmen. There's going to be a folder that they're going to give you before you guys go into basic training, and then you guys are going to give it to the S1 administration. So when it comes to the active duty, you guys aren't going to be given any paperwork or anything like that. All your information is just going to be transferred over to that basic training facility. Now, next point. If you guys have family, friends, and like ones that you need to look after, have your family and friends try to look after them. Make sure that it's the ones that you can really trust. Don't be telling everybody, saying like, oh yeah, I'm going to basic training and this and putting it all over social media, because if they know your situation and they know and they don't like you at all, don't think that there's no home invasions and stuff like that, because it still goes on. So try to have your local police do a patrol. There's a proper term for it, but try to do a patrol around your house. Make sure there's nobody suspicious in the area of your house. That way, obviously, there is no burglaries or anything like that. My next point is going to be leave toxic behind. Now I know this is hard. This is hard. Leave toxic people behind, because they will hold you back. You're in basic training, or you're in AIT, or in tech school, or whatever, and you thinking that the person that you left behind home is doing what you think that they're doing, and they're doing the complete opposite, and if not worse. So don't go thinking that people will change just because you go to the military and stuff like that, because people are going to be the same way. Next point, try to be coachable. So being coachable is another hard one, because if you're not coachable already, trying to be determined to learn, it's going to be a little bit hard for you, because then you're going to have more attention. It can be a little bit more harder for you during your training, and a lot of people won't like you. But that doesn't mean that you stop learning, because it's a growth environment, and it's going to put you to the test. Now, some basic trainings is worse than others. The facility, or from a generation ago, this was more harder than this one. Live in the time that we live in. Try to learn as much as you can, and just keep moving forward. Now, given this generation, we want everything handed to us or read to us. Go the extra mile in learning what you need to learn. Don't be like everybody else, trying to get the information from other people. Try to figure it out on yourself on the small level, and then work your way up. That's why we have a chain of command. With that being said, we're going to wrap up on this video. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned, because there will be a part 2 to this video. Thank you. Have a good one. Be safe.